Hi, my name is Annalise, and today we are going to be talking about the phenomenon of social media in the US and why psychologically a person might find posting on social media enjoyable. We are further going to discuss how marketers would be able to use social media and the specific theories around why people enjoy using social media to attract more viewers and consumers. So, diving right in, after doing some research and looking over our lectures, I believe that the most powerful psychological phenomenon that really drives social media usage is social psychology. Social psychology emphasizes the role of social relationships and social interaction in influencing behaviors that focuses on humans as social beings, humans as aware of their individuality, and how human consumption decisions are heavily influenced by a concern for what others think. The assumption of social psychology perspective is that much of human behavior is driven by the prestige seeking ideology and the desire to fit in with others. In other words, we as humans make decisions and actions based upon how we think this decision will be viewed or portrayed by others around us. I believe this is what drives social media consumption in our society. For the purpose of this project, I thought it would be interesting and useful to hear from some of my peers about their social media consumption and what their personal motivation is for using or posting. I would like to preface that this is not an in depth interview with the diverse focus group, but rather just to gain a little more insight about these ideas and topics. Do you have any social media apps?
Yeah, I have Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, pretty much all the basics.
Okay, awesome. And what do you think your main motivation behind using or posting on these apps is?
Yeah, I think social media has become like this way for people to kind of keep tabs on each other. Like, I think that's how I can see what my friends are up to, even if I don't see them every day, or like it's just become such a sharing thing. So it's kind of nice that it kind of brings people together, but at the same time, also, like, I think in posting photos, like, I feel this need to also like share my life with other people too, so that way they like see what I'm up to. But sometimes I think that comes into like a lot of planning, but I don't know. I think social media is really smart because it's becoming like this marketing thing. Like, I feel like now it's like, oh my gosh, like you try to post to be like real, but like it's so planned and so methodical. Like everyone's trying to like be this like authentic self, but everything's like, filtered and planned at the same time. I feel like that's the movement going on right now. So, in posting on social media, I do photography and stuff, so it's a great way to like share the things that I do, but then also like with that comes pressure. It's like, I don't really post enough. And I see some friends that post all the time. So I don't know. I think people base you on your social media too. That's a huge thing. Like, I've been told, like, before, like, you meet someone in person, it's like you already have stalked their account on Instagram or something. So I think that's just like the world we live in today.
Do you have any kinds of social media apps?
Yes, I have Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook.
Perfect. And what is your main motivation for using, posting on the apps, interacting with other people's posts?
The main reason I have it all is to interact with family and friends. Mostly that's just like sharing pictures and messages, but I also get a lot of inspiration from other people of finding other things to do, whether that's when I go on vacation, looking up the location and finding what other people have visited there, or even in LA, just seeing places that I am yet to visit. I think I can gain a lot from seeing what other people are doing, but I do know that there's boundaries you always have to set to make sure that I'm not hyper fixated on what if my experience doesn't turn out like theirs.
What kinds of social media applications do you use?
Yeah, so mainly I use Instagram and Snapchat. I also use Facebook, but that's more just to keep up with people and get updates, especially with like Facebook groups. I also use TikTok, which is more for entertainment, but in terms of posting, I really only post on Instagram and Snapchat.
Great. And what would you say is your main motivation behind posting and using these apps?
Yeah, well, I think that it's kind of for my own personal joy and pleasure, but if I really think about it, it's more just to kind of like let others know what I'm up to. Like usually my like Instagram post will be something like something that somebody else posted with me, an event that I attended. And it's really kind of more just to like let others know what I'm doing. And I feel like part of it too is kind of to like put out this like version of myself. Like, I want people to think that I'm doing cool things and like I'm very accomplished. I'll post things like with my sorority or about my job. So it's really kind of just like putting out this like version of myself that I want others to see.
So, as you can see from those interviews, some of the key takeaways were that all the women post on social media essentially to see what others are doing and show others what they themselves are doing as well. It was really interesting that the interviewees acknowledged that social media can be fake, indicating to me that posting on social media is really to be socially desirable. Social media allows people to project a social identity and show others a sort of status or legitimacy. As the last interviewee mentioned, people can create the person they want to strive to be through social media posts. It was also mentioned how social media users are plagued with a certain pressure to portray oneself in a positive light, since many people will base you off of your posts, your followers, and other various characteristics of social media. These thoughts, behaviors, and ideas are instrumental to marketers as they must understand the motivation behind consumer usage on social media, and this understanding will allow them to better market and sell products to users. I believe this is why the trend of social media influencers is so powerful. Brands and companies will hire usually attractive or well known people to endorse their products on social media, knowing that other people will also want to purchase these products and fit in to be a part of that in group of people. This is otherwise known as mimetic desire, where a desire for a product or good is aroused from the desire of another. Mimetic desire is the idea that the relationships between the subject, model, and object are not directly related, but rather a triangular relationship, further explaining that desire and liking are always imitative. Influencers in these ads are seen as people of completeness, where material desire for what they are wearing is again really just an aspiration to be that person. All in all, social psychology is extremely powerful in the social media realm, as users are constantly trying to fit in, since our desire for objects is triggered by and based on the desire of other people. This desire for products is a misplaced desire to be that model or that person in the pictures with the product. Social media catalyzes the sharing and posting of these images and videos, and that triggers a person's mimetic desire. There are currently 2.95 billion social media users reported in 2020, and it will only continue to grow and become an integral part of the marketing strategy for companies and businesses. And that's it. Thank you so much.